All right, I'm gonna record this in 0.5 so I can pretty much get a full view of everything that's in here. So my plan is hopefully for the break coming up from work, I have this. This is the original engine from my Outback. It's a EJ25 single overhead. Um, the block is good. Just need to swap out, get rid of these old bearings, put new bearings in it, get a new crank. But since it's all just block and head, I'm thinking if I should just go ahead and send these heads to the shop and get turbo valve springs put in and just use a single overhead turbo build, or I can do the Frankenstein build, the EJ25 single overhead block fitted with uh, an EJ25 dual overhead, and just do performance crank, piston, connecting rods, and just pretty much build a solid block. It won't be a closed deck block, but it'll have solid internals for a start, and then get the dual overhead, um, dual overhead cam heads fitted to this and turbo that. Or I can just go from my original, just clean this up, crank, connecting rods, pistons, bearings, upgraded bearings and everything, and turbo this as a single overhead turbo, and also have here. This is a EJ25 dual overhead. This is one I was supposed to put inside the Outback, but I think I kind of fucked up. So what I did was I took the front timing cover apart. I replaced the crank gear with the single overhead um, USDM model instead of the other crank gear. I think it has nine tooth, six or nine tooth, and the other one I think it has about 13. So I think that's why I screwed up. I put that on, which in the original cam gear that was in here would have worked perfect if I left it, because it would have given me the correct. I'm assuming the correct crank to cam signal that I needed. So I had this in the car. It started and ran, but it sounded like a two-stroke. So I'm guessing it's probably because of the way the cam and the crank correlation with each other. It was just probably running on two or three cylinders. So I have to take this one back apart. I'm gonna have to put this on the engine stand, take it apart, pull the cam gear back off, put the original one back on, retime it, put it back together, and hopefully it should work with the with that intake. We had to order from eBay. I had to do I had to do the EGR delete. We had to pretty much make a backing plate with exhaust gasket to block that off, because my vehicle don't have a EGR recirculate valve. So I had to do that, and then had to pin out. I ended up having to pin out my uh, I think it's the injectors. I had to pin out because the injectors on here is totally different. So I had to use part of the harness from the other one and kind of splice it together and like pin them out and put them in to get it to work. So it run, but it's just that I screwed up on the crank gear. So I'm gonna have to redo that all over. This one here, it's a EJ25 single overhead with the EGR and all that stuff on there. This came out of my ex-wife's car. She threw a bearing. I took it apart, tore it down. I took parts from my EJ25 to build it, which is I use uh, crank, my crankshaft, and I think the connecting rods and bearings and everything I used from mine and rebuilt this one. I think when I did it, I screwed up on this one. So I say when you work on a vehicle or any vehicle you're working on, don't engage in conversation with anybody because you end up screwing up some stuff. I ended up screwing up the oil ring. It was supposed to be 180 for the gap, so you don't have oil seep through and then cause it to smoke. So kind of did that on this one, and it run, but it smokes. So I had to tear it apart, take everything back apart, and redo all the pistons. Well, take all the pistons out to figure out which one it is that I made that little mistake on. Redo it, put it back in, then this engine is ready to go in any vehicle and run. Well, provided it's the vehicle that has the EGR and the I think it's AVCS solenoids. It has two, one on the driver side front and one on the passenger side rear. And this block here, that's on the engine stand. That's the one that I had in my car, which is an EJ20, which was my first swap from JDM Orlando. Not the guy, not Miko and those. It's this other guy. His engine was just pretty much sitting outside when I got it. I had to clean it up, get all the water and everything out of the intake, and clean that up, and just make do with it because I already got it. Rather than having to go back to Orlando to go and swap it out and do all that stuff, and my car's been already sitting in my old shop where I used to work at, the dealership. It sat in my bay for about 6 months until I got the engine. So rather than having to drive back and go through all that chaos, I just decided to clean everything up, got it running, put it in the car. I had it for about a few years. It was probably about 3, 4 years. And on the way to work one day, it stopped. The timing belt broke. With had my music playing, so I didn't pay no attention to it when it happened. So I went and cranked it over, and big no when your car shut off, you don't just go and crank it over because you never know what happened, and that's what happened. So I guess I got maybe a few valves bent in here, a few bent valves in it, and I got it to the house. Started working on it. I put a new timing belt, on it, and let's see, it said a new timing belt, retime it, and try to start it up. No compression whatsoever. Wouldn't run, wouldn't start at all. Wouldn't give any indication that is trying to a tempo or whatever to start. So as far as I know, the block itself is good. The heads probably have to go to the shop to get machined and probably put new valves in it. Once I get it apart, I'm gonna have to look to see if there's any damage to the pistons. If not, then I can pretty much send the heads to the shop, get them revalved, machined, get the right head gaskets and everything for it, put it back together. Engine will be ready to go as a short block, and they can pretty much have it as a backup motor just in case something go wrong. So right now, currently in my car, I have another EJ20 that I got from JDM Florida, which was the place where I was supposed to get my engine the first time, but got them all mixed up because in the midst of trying to find an engine, stressed out about it. Kids have to get to and from school, one vehicle, so you try to get your car back together as quick as you can, fast and efficient as you can. So I went with that option. So now I have in total, I have four EJ, well, two EJ25 engines sitting in here, and well, three EJ25, one EJ20, which is that one, EJ 2.0, EJ 2.5, EJ 25 dual overhead, and then the EJ 2.5 single overhead that's torn down on the bench. And in my car right now, what I'm running is a EJ20 that I got from JDM, Florida. I have a 2002 Outback that's sitting in the backyard. That one has the EZ30, which is the H6, which you get the EJ25, which is the four-cylinder pancake motor. Well, I would say H4, but some people would probably call it something else. But if you call it H6 and this one is 4, it'd probably be H4. But it's the six-cylinder NA automatic, which I'm planning on taking that motor out, redo it, pretty much get all the seals and everything, all the get all the timing cover, which I think it's 3 of them that you have to take off with the water pump, get all that off, resealed. I think since I'm in there, I don't know, maybe I might just go ahead and split it in half and do a crank, performance crank, connecting rods, pistons, and then send the heads off, get them machined, and new valves and valve guides and everything. Because I've heard, I'm not 100%, I've heard that the EZ30 with a tune make just as much horsepower as a stock WRX STI. And with a turbo and tuned, you can get up in the 800s, 850s, and even on up. So I'm not trying to get all of that. I'm just trying to get more power out of my wagon. I've seen guys bolt on, take the EZ30, swap it in their vehicles, bolt it up to their EJ25 transmission, 5-speed, which would be better if I had a 6-speed WRX STI transmission. Not the newer one, the older, which I would say probably in the 2000s on up, where you have the shift linkage going to it instead of the cable, which would be ideal, perfect. But best one would be to get a sequential gearbox. I've priced it out before. Last time I checked one of those, it was let's see, I was still at the dealership. It was around probably about a few years ago, probably about 3-4 years ago, and it was like $16,000. I mean, yeah, I don't have $16,000 to put on a sequential gearbox. And over here, so over here I have my front mount intercooler, which I'm planning on putting on my wagon. So this turbo right here came off of my buddy's 94 Celica. It's a all-wheel drive Celica Rally X. Well, it was a Rally Celica. The turbo came off. They got it rebuilt, all fresh internals, but they never put it on. I got that from him. That one, I would probably say I can swap that into the EZ30 once that's done. If I decide I want to go that route, but I'm just gonna take this front mount intercooler, and I have a turbo that came off of I think it was a 90s model Subaru. I think that one's the stock wastegate is set to 7 psi. From what I've researched, my car is the stock ECU. They said it should read up to 11 pounds of boost, so 7 psi would be fine. It would accommodate for it for fuel wise, but I'll see. If not, I already set up in my mind, if I turbo my EJ20 just stock as it is, no upgrades with the cranks, pistons, heads, nothing, just bone stock EJ20 that came off of her JDM vehicle, got to the place over here where you pretty much get your engine and stuff from. Just gonna slap a turbo on it. Whatever it does, it does. If it blows up, then I'm gonna just go ahead and either swap in the EJ25 dual overhead, or just yank that easy 30 and throw it in my car and be done. But those are my projects and stuff that I'm planning on doing. So I'll see how it goes. It works, it works. It don't work. Oh well. At least you try. You don't know what's gonna happen unless you just say, you know what, fuck it. Just go ahead and do it. If it happens, it happens. It works, it works. Perfect. It don't work. Go back to the drawing board and do it again. The only way you're gonna learn to make something happen or do what you want and like doing is to go ahead and actually do it. You can think about it in your head all you want. It's just a thought. So you take your thought, make it into reality, and you just step back and you're like, oh, this is what I think in my head. There you go. All right. Let's see here. That's about it.